Hey, it's Alzay Calhoun with Coveted Consultant. Thank you for making time to watch today's Facebook Live. Today, today is titled Owner Challenges. What happens after you get a couple of clients? So this is actually something that's been sitting with me for weeks on months, actually, this idea, this thought process of what happens after you finally get a couple of clients. So I may repeat this phrase a lot because actually this part this point in your business matters to me a lot. Today, I'm going to kind of describe it in long form, but the short summary here is once you get a couple of clients, your business needs something different from you. And are you aware of those pressures? Do you understand those pressures? Do you know what to do about those pressures? Or do you just keep doing what you've been doing harder, more aggressively, which, as you know, doesn't work. That math doesn't work. That role doesn't fit. So let's get ourselves started here, right? So owner challenges. What happens after you get a couple of clients? So Lynn's here. Hey, Lynn. Hey, Lynn says she has a couple of clients. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So what happens? So let's, I've got an agenda here. Here it is. All right. So step one is get clients or die trying. I've talked about this in a variety of other content pieces, and the dynamic hasn't changed. So it's worth repeating. For most companies, they get started in one or two categories. One is the zealot. The other is the opportunist. And so the zealot is the person that has started their business from just pure brute force. They were bothered by their last employer. They were bothered about how the marketplace works. They're just bothered. And they just out of sheer energy, just brute force, they create a business. They get some clients and they move forward. For some people, it's the exact opposite, the opportunist. Someone calls your phone, you answer the phone, and they say, hey, can you help us do blank? And you say, sure. And a business is born just like that. And you go forward from there. So either category is fine. There's many stories that are some hybrid of or one or the other. But the first major thing that most folks are connected with is this idea of get clients or die trying. It is this absolute over focus, frankly, on getting clients. What you feel as a result of this dynamic is the feast and famine. So for the zealot, if you're powering through every day, when you're feeling good, energy's high, you're getting clients, getting new business, things are great. But when you get tired and your energy gets low, then there goes the business, right? It sinks. And then you got to recharge again. You power up. Those are your highs. When you get fatigued, those are your lows. And there's your rhythm. If you're the opportunist, when the phone's ringing, when your network is working for you, great. You're experiencing your highs. But when the network isn't working for you, when the referrals aren't coming, when just kind of that general serendipity isn't happening, you got your lows. Then luck flows in your favor again. There's your high. Things get, you get a little unlucky, if you will. Things get slow. Those are your lows. And so inside your business, you're feeling this feast and famine, these ups and downs. And that's a byproduct of this get clients or die trying attitude. So now let's go to number two. You can't repeat anything. So as you go through those ups and downs, right? Get clients, die trying, doing the best you can. What you begin to learn, what you realize inside your business is that you can't repeat anything. Here's what I mean. So let's say you just worked with a client you really enjoyed. I mean, you enjoyed them, they enjoyed you. You really enjoyed the pace of the arrangement. You enjoyed their attitude, their perspective in the project. I mean, you really enjoyed working with this particular type of client. Well, can you repeat that success? Can you go get another one just like that? No, because you have no idea how you got the last one, right? Brute force, just sheer power and will, right? Or the opportunist, the phone just rang, we answered it, and there they were. So we just started doing work with them. You can't repeat success. Second part of that, how do you deliver on a project like the last one? So you enjoyed working with the person, you enjoyed the personality, but you also enjoyed delivering what you delivered. It's your very best expertise. It's something you knew you could do again if you had a chance to do it again. How do you do it again? How do you do it again? How do you deliver that brilliance another time? You have no idea. You can't repeat it. Third, how do you get an employee like the last one? So you had an awesome relationship with a certain vendor, a certain freelancer, a certain partner, a certain employee, and for whatever reason, that relationship sunsets, it ends for whatever reason, and now you got this big hole in your business, and you don't know how to fill it. How do you get somebody like the last person? You have no idea. You can't repeat it. So in this, you got a couple of clients, right? Get clients, die trying, one way or another. You know, you made it happen. You got some clients, but now you're having trouble repeating your existing successes. You've had some successes, but now you're having trouble repeating those successes. The thing in this dynamic is that your business now needs something different from you. The activities and the effort and the function that you had yesterday is no longer going to serve you tomorrow. However, there are so many folks that are trying to do the opposite of what I just said. They just do what they've always been doing harder, more aggressively. And I'm saying very, very directly that more will not fix the problem. Let me explain what I mean. So what you'll say to yourself, right? You're experiencing these feasts and famines, right? What you say to yourself is, we need to go out there and close more business. Well, who? Like, who would we go talk to? Do we know how? Do we have a method? No, no, we don't. Right? So the assumption there is, even if you are able, even if you say we're going to go out there and get more clients, and you pursue all of them, right? Every kind of client at one time, right? How does that feel? Let's layer on to that. So then you say, okay, well, we need to sell more services, right? We need to come up with more add-ons, cross sales, upsells, down sales, all those fancy marketing terms, right? You come up with all these new services to sell. Well, which services are we going to sell? What should we sell? All of them, right? Because we need money, so we're going to serve all of them. So now you're focused on every niche under the sun, right? Anybody you can touch, you'll sell something to. And then now you're selling everything you know to sell to them. So everything you think you can get paid for, you're now offering it. You say, well, listen, we need more support. We need more people to help us do this work. Well, who should we hire? Everybody. Anybody that can help us deliver what we do is fair game. We should be looking at every kind of employee, hire everybody. Now, again, let's make sure we're seeing the same thing here. You got your feast and famine, right? Get clients, die trying. You got some clients. You finally got to a place where you got some business. Cool. And now you're trying to figure out and solve for this feast and famine, why things keep rising and falling. And so you're like, we'll go out and we'll get more business. What kind of business? Every kind of business. Well, we'll sell more services. What kind of services? All the services. We'll hire more employees. What kind of employees? Every kind of employee. And so your answer to everything is yes. And that is most people's attempt at solving this business challenge. Is that working? Is that what you're doing? Is that what you've done? Is that working? Let's continue. The truth is that the answer isn't found in more. The truth is the answer is found in less. Let me explain. A couple of analogies here to help you get your head around what I mean by less. So when you were coming up, and let's say you wanted to be an athlete, right? You wanted to make the team, whether it was baseball, football, soccer, swimming, whatever your sport was. If you were an athlete coming up, and you were trying to make the team, you would play any position the coach asked, right? You would be chief bottle washer. You would be, towel carrier. You would be third string, anything, whatever it took to make the team, you were willing to do. Okay. What if you were a musician growing up and you were trying to make the band? You were trying to get into the band. You would play whatever instrument that they would allow you to play, whether it was the violin, the trombone, or it was the tambourine or the triangle. You would play whatever instrument the band would let you play just to get yourself on stage, right? If you were an artist growing up and you were trying to get in an art show, you would create whatever painting or structure the art show requested. So even though it may have been a little bit outside your bounds, you would do it if you knew that would get you into play, if that would get you into the art show. All of those approaches are get clients or die trying. You will do whatever it takes just to get yourself in the door, to get the opportunity. Got it. But once you make the team, if you're an athlete that finally makes the team, now you got to specialize and do what you do well. Now it's time to move away from third string quarterback or fourth string center if you played basketball. And now it's trying to move to the skill set that you know you have and eventually specialize in that so you can rise up the ranks, right? If you were a musician, maybe it was the tambourine. All they had was a tambourine. So there you go, shaking this tambourine, right? You're just shaking this tambourine. But really what you play is guitar. Well, you're going to have to get tambourine got you on stage. And so now you're going to have to inch your way towards that guitar spot, right? One show at a time, one practice at a time, inch your way towards playing guitar, right? If you're in the art show, right, and they asked you to build something out of clay, even though you're a cartoonist, but they asked you to build something out of clay because that's what we need. Fine, that'll get me in the show. And then the next show you work on, hey, can I submit my clay drawing and also my cartoon, right? And you're working your way towards the specialty. You've got to work your way towards a specialty. So whether it's athletics, academics, or the arts, one of those three, I imagine you resonate with, and you know that is how it works. That is how success works. Oftentimes, you got to do whatever you can to get yourself in the door. And then once you get in the door, now you got to be more specific and deliberate about where you're going to spend your time and energy, because there's no way in the world you could be good at everything. It's just not practical. Your answer isn't found in more. Your answer is found in less. By the way, agree? Disagree? Let me know. Post a comment. What do you think? All right, let's see. Now, here's where things begin to get challenging, because in practicality inside your business, you are the first person that has to accept less. You are the first person that has to accept less. So if the answer is found in less, it's not this theoretical less, what they write in books less, focus for the sake of focus. You are the first person that has to accept less. Let me describe what I mean. So at this point, which is true for many people, at least those that I speak to on a regular basis, you have designed a business that only you can operate. You have implicitly, unintentionally designed a business that requires your brilliance at every single step. Someone has to be your level of brilliant at every single step inside the business. You're the only person that can operate the business. Unfair. It's unfair to your business for you to have all those tasks on your plate. To say that another way, right now, client acquisition, client service, and client retention all belong to you. All of each of those elements all belong to you. There's no way that one person can do all of client acquisition, all of client service, and all of client retention all at the same time. There's just no way. And it's sad, it's unfortunate how many businesses suffer from this dynamic, whether they realize it or not. And this really, truly may be you. Meaning, you may have freelancers. You may have team members. You may have employees. But at the end of the day, everything revolves around you. Everything requires your final approval. Everybody's waiting on you. No one does anything until you say or do or approve or see or etc. That's what you've built. Whether you did it on purpose or you did it accidentally, at this point, does it matter? Because you've learned that now that you finally got a couple of clients, you can't grow the business with that as the core function. If you are doing everything, it's an unscalable business. You'll never get beyond the revenue mark you are currently standing at. By the way, I have heard the stories myself on the phone of people who are at a variety of revenue targets. So this is not something that only little bitty businesses are suffering from. Folks who are at $3,000 a month, same problem. Folks who are at $10,000 a month, same problem. Folks who are at $50,000 a month, same problem. Folks who are at $100,000 a month, same problem. At some point, sooner or later, after you get a couple of clients, whether you got 2 clients, whether you got 10 clients, whether you're at, again, 50 grand in revenue or 100 grand in revenue, or whatever number, sooner or later, you hit this wall where get rich or get clients or die trying just doesn't work anymore. And the business needs something different from you. That's the point. The business now needs something different from you. You've got to design a business that works better. You, beginning with you, must design a business that works better. Not that works more, that works better. And really that boils down to 2 big questions. There are some other ones attached to this, but there are 2 big questions. So let me frame this up for you the right way, okay? So let's shift some language here. I do not need to discover more ways to generate leads. I need an improved process for how to acquire clients, preferably one that requires less of me. So that conversation means I'm not trying to just discover more ways to generate leads. I don't need more leads. I don't need 100 more ways of generating leads. What I need is a complete process to acquire clients. My company doesn't make any revenue unless we have clients. Leads are just a part of the process. It's just one of the steps in getting a new client. So I'm less interested in volume of leads. I'm more interested in a select few clients. And so then I need a process that will create the clients that I want. And I want that process to require less and less of me personally. Second part. I don't need to discover more services to sell. I need an improved process for how to deliver what we do best, preferably one that requires less of me. Sure, you could come up with and go Google 100 other services to sell, and they would sound so clever, and it would, you can impress yourself with all the number of different types of services you can offer someone. But that's not the problem in the business. What you need to do is do what you do best at the highest level possible. What you need is a process for delivering what you do best, preferably a process that requires less of you. Now, reflect on that with me, right? So if we're thinking about this together, right, then now we're having a conversation where you got a couple of clients, things are finally going the way you want, and what you want are things to happen better, right? So you want an even more efficient business. You want even more profit at the bottom line, right? You want to move even faster in the marketplace, right? What you want is efficiency. But what most people are doing is they're just doing more. So let's see that comparison. What you want is to move faster through the marketplace. What you want is to resonate with more clients even quicker, right? But that is a matter of improvement, of efficiency. But most people aren't doing that. Most people are just doing more. They're doing more of what they know to do. What I'm saying, trying to say as loud as I can in this video, is that just because you're doing more does not mean that you'll do better. Those two things might not overlap. They may overlap a little, Maybe, but the conversation of doing better is a much different conversation than doing more. And once you get just a couple of clients, whatever your revenue number happens to be, once you get just a couple of clients, you start realizing that your business needs something different from you. It needs better. It doesn't need more. Okay. Do we have some questions here? Did anything come up today? All right. So Lynn made a comment. She says, accounting. I can't wait to delegate that to someone else. Indeed, right? So, boy, that could be a whole thought all to itself, because accounting doesn't have to be nearly as challenging as you think. You don't have to be an accountant to do accounting, but man, that's a whole different thing. You can get the accounting done without hiring an accountant. Okay, that's a whole different Facebook Live. Nelson says he agrees totally. Lynn also agreed. So good. So far, so good. Good. If there are any other questions, please ask them. I'll check my other standard places to see if anybody else had a comment or a question. And it looks like so far so good. Okay, well, excellent. Hey, I will not overextend this video, good people. So thank you for your time. I hope that you enjoyed it. I've enjoyed creating these. If you're watching this and you've got a question that you want me to cover in the next Facebook Live, let me know. I'll do it, right? So don't be shy. Post it. We'll put it in the mix. Enjoy your day. Talk to you soon.